For those unfamiliar with the MPF, we are a UK-based professional body that represents the leadership team at professional firms to government and many other audiences, and provides our members with knowledge, insights and networks to help them reach or make better informed business decisions. And we all need to make as many of those as possible. Over the past year, we've been on a journey with key partners to help our members diagnose and track if they're doing a good job. Actually, you're not always sure about that internally, but externally and from other evidence, you can prove whether it's good or whether you could do better. And here is a progress report. In March, jointly with the Financial Times, we undertook a unique global survey into effective client-law firm relationships, resulting in a free report on the FT corporate website and a well-attended UK and North American roadshow. You may be wondering what was unique about the survey. Well, traditional client surveys focus on partners and general counsel. However, harnessing the FT and MPF brands allowed the elusive views of hundreds of client CEOs and firm leaders to be compared for the first time. So some pretty controversial findings emerged. 80% of client CEOs at companies with annual revenues of up to $500 million are primarily responsible for selecting professional advisors. So this suggests that concentrating on general counsel and general counsel alone, if you're a law firm, for example, may be unwise or you're not covering enough ground. 30% of client CEOs view direct relationships with management teams at firms at the top of their sort of healthy client advisor relationship. Firm leaders thought that the figure would be nearer 5%. So the words for this misunderstanding can be, we should all really smell the coffee, it's a bit shameful, it can be very expensive, it can be very costly. This year's survey will also cover accountancy, property and consultancy firms, and please participate if you are sent an invitation to get involved by the FT. In July, in conjunction with the government's Professional and Business Services Group, chaired by MPF Executive Chairman, Committee Member Sir Michael Snyder, we launched a quarterly CEO Priorities Monitor. This aggregates confidential data from members on optimism, sales and profits for their firms. 125 firm leaders have contributed to date, with findings shared with participants, the media and government through Michael's group. The latest monitor indicates that the big decline in optimism seen at the beginning of October has partially reversed. That differentiating the brand, a firm's brand, is the top corporate priority, and more inward investment should be the top of the government's priority. Thought leadership in action, it's obvious, but we're getting the messages across. Next, did you realise that in July, less than 30% of leaders of some of London's firms were spending no more than 2 hours a week with clients or client CEOs, decision makers within a client. 2 hours, as I'm sure you're aware, is hardly enough time to leave the office, travel in a taxi, have a meeting, travel back and get back to your desk. Fast forward to this January, the number has risen to 45%, suggesting that our extensive media campaign to encourage firm leaders and client CEOs to forge direct relationships is working. I would urge you to support the MPF campaigns and to participate in our quarterly monitors for CEOs and C-suite members, respectively. We can really add value and benefit to your businesses. In July this year, hundreds of partners and employees across Europe completed our Best Managed Workplace survey. This was co-designed and conducted by Towers Watson. A critical question for the leadership team in any firm is whether the impression of being a well-managed firm impacts the decision to work for a firm. I can reveal that a massive 62% of fee earners, excluding partners, said this was an essential precondition, with the rest of the survey saying it was important. Finally, the professions may be the largest sector in the UK, US and other countries, but only listed professional firms tend to appear in leading brand reports. We therefore invited Brand Finance to value the brands of hundreds of professional firms as an integral part of their annual report on the world's 500 most valuable brands. We're grateful to Huron for providing brand finance with data on the legal sector. Top consumer brands will always be more valuable than professional firms. So brand finance has developed a proprietary brand rating, which is actually not dissimilar to the way that Standard & Poor's evaluates countries, to ensure comparability. And I'm sure you'll be proud to learn that 4 of the 30 or so brands in the world rated by brand finance as either AAA or AAA are professional service brands, which is quite an interesting fact, with a further 7 professional service brands rated as AAA minus of the 40 or so also in that category. This puts them in the same league as some of the best household names you can possibly think of. Our Best Performing Brand Award recognises the leading brands in law, accountancy, property and consultancy, with the inaugural Brand Finance MPF 100 Most Valuable Professional Service Brands report to be published exclusively by Professional Marketing magazine in the next few months. This annual report should become required reading for clients and external investors, partners as owners of the business, and management and marketing teams as custodians of their brand.